Hello, welcome to Irena Hentea's Kitchen. I am so excited that you're watching today, and it's going to be a Valentine's Day show. I have my beautiful mug. This was made by my daughter Natalia when she was in elementary school. So wonderful. I am about to show you quite a few things to make for dinner that are easy to do. I'm going to start though with some flowers, and I wanted to show you, usually I have the flowers all set up right here, but I thought it'd be fun today to show you kind of how I set up some flowers from time to time. So I have 2 bouquets of flowers here, and I have some beautiful spray roses, and I also have a little bouquet of some mixed flowers. And something you can do at home as well is to use your creativity and combine flowers directly. So here I am. I'm going to open both of these. Well, here we go. And open these ones too. Quick snip. Love scissors. Okay. So with spray roses, you may or may not know this, but when you cut roses, you should always cut them submerged in water. So I have these. I'm going to use them as my base for my bouquet of flowers today. And I'm using a bowl right here so I can show you, but I'm going to have to do it a couple of times because I want to cut down a little bit. And much better than just having scissors when you're cutting roses or any type of stems that are a little bit hardier is have these type of pruning shears that you can get. You can get them online. You can get them at any kind of garden supply place. So you see, I'm doing it all in here. All right, now I have 1 or 2 that are a little smaller, that are not as long, and you want to do that for a little bit of interest. All right, so I am going to go ahead and move these now. Here we go. And you do the flowers that are going to be your base first. So here we go. And this one is a little smaller, not as long. All right, so I think this is looking pretty good. I have, of course, a few extra. I'm gonna make a second bouquet. But here we are with some other flowers. I'm gonna do a fresh snip on them anyway. You don't need to put them in water, but I'm doing, oh, it's interesting. Do you see how this stem here is actually a little bent? So now I'm gonna have to change that and make it this way. So I'm gonna add this in here. Let's see, add this over here too for a little bit of interest. And I have this beautiful Calla Lily. How beautiful is this for Valentine's Day? So I'm gonna keep this one a little bit longer than the others. And I'm gonna put it kind of in the center right here so it stands out. I have a beautiful carnation. Oh, the stem is again a little bent here. So make sure you always check your flowers because now I can do a fresh cut right here. I'm also gonna do this over here and going to include it over right this way. All right, let's see what else I have here. I don't know what this flower is called, but it's quite interesting. Do I want it up at the top? Maybe not. So I'll add it more towards here. Let's see how that is. And I think I'm kind of happy with that. I think it's really, really beautiful. So this is a quick way and an easy way to arrange some flowers for yourself. And we'll get started for cooking. For this Valentine's Day dinner, I am going to be making a fish dish. It's going to be a white fish, a haddock. I got the haddock at the Atlantic Sea Grill here in Acton. So I'm going to pair that with quite a bit of citrus today. And citrus in February is such a glorious item in almost all the grocery stores. So I have a few things that I brought over today to show you. The Meyer Lemons, which I've used in the past. I have a lime here. And I have, these are called sun rays. At least that's what the little bag said that I bought it. This is a pomelo, and you'll see it's kind of a cross between, I guess, a grapefruit, and I don't have a grapefruit, I'm just realizing. And I have an Italian blood orange. The color inside is quite intensely like a garnet. And I have a very large orange that I picked up over the weekend in Pennsylvania. So I'm gonna use some thyme, some fresh thyme with the fish today. And I'm gonna use quite a few of these citrus fruits. And there's just such a wonderful time of year to do that. Again, February, just citrus is abounding. And I have these citrus juicers. These I've had for over 20 years. Obviously a little bit vintage because I've kept them for so long. I don't quite remember exactly where I bought them, but have always loved these beautiful green glass. So let's get to it. We'll start and I'll show you the other vegetables that I'm going to be making, the salad, and then I'll show you a very quick dessert that I'll be putting together. So for the vegetables that we're going to use with the fish today, we're going to use a cucumber and we're going to use a yellow pepper that's going to go with the salad. The cucumber is going to be as a side with the dish. So what I'm going to do, it's like a cucumber salad. And I really love that people enjoyed the tomatoes last time, that in the last show where we used it with a chicken schnitzel on the side. So I start out by cutting the cucumber and then starting to peel it. Instead of using a peeler, I do use a paring knife because you want to go ahead and peel fairly deeper in to make sure that there's no bitterness from the cucumber. All right, so I've got that, and then I will cut it. What you can do, you can do it one of two ways, really. You can cut a bit like this, if that's comfortable, or you can go ahead and do it on a cutting board. You could do it very thin. I try not to, especially since I'm making this almost the first thing that I'm preparing for the dinner. So it's going to soften as it sits in the bowl. And all right, so I'm going to add that over there. And let's see, do I want to do more of it? I think that's kind of enough. I'll do the rest of the cucumber for something else, for a different dinner later. And I have 1/4 cup of yogurt. So this is plain yogurt. I'm going to add that in there. I'm also going to add the juice of half a Meyer lemon, or however much comes out of it. Now there's always a few seeds in here, a little bit. You try to get them out and just squeeze around for, all right, some of it has come out like this. I'm not really interested in getting the big chunks of lemon in there. All right, here we go again. I'm gonna take that one out. And then also I'm gonna add a touch of olive oil, and I'm gonna just swirl it just around like that. Along with that, I am going to add a little bit of salt to it as well, and then stir it around. Now, let me prep the yellow pepper. So the yellow pepper, I'm gonna cut right now in half, and then this is gonna go with a salad. So let's see in here. You go around very slowly and you take out the middle part right here. And you can see this. Now then you can just toss it in like this. You get all the seeds out And I'm gonna do that with the other side as well. So again, it's just go a little bit around it. There we go. And then it comes out. You wanna get this portion here out. Okay, there we go. And then again, turn it over and you're gonna get your seeds out. All right, there we go. Very simple. And then what I'm doing with this is I'm just cutting it, putting it in a bowl, and just prepping it for the salad. I'm not gonna mix it with the salad yet. I'm gonna do the salad right towards the end when the fish will be ready. And for the yellow pepper, it will just be such a beautiful color, obviously now I cut them in strips. However, they're a bit big like this. You can keep a couple of big ones just for a little bit of decoration at the top. But the other part, oh, see, a little bit of the white portion is still here. So go ahead and trim it. All right, so I am just going to cut them. It doesn't have to be exact. Just you can see I got it over like that. And finish the other one too. And the salad I have that I'm using today is Johnny's Put Farm from Littleton, Massachusetts. I got this at the general store in Harvard, Mass. It's simply delightful. I'm gonna show you when I put that in a bowl. It's got a variety of different greens. I'm gonna cut this one more time this way. And it's got a variety of different greens. I'm gonna keep 2 more for on top. And they're just so fresh and wonderful. Also, it has a nasturtium of flour, which is an edible flower in there. All right, so I've got this. I've got my yellow pepper already prepped right now. And again, this is going to be added to the salad. I'm gonna keep that right on top, maybe as a decoration for on the plate. And that's my prepping of the vegetables. For the cucumbers, I, of course, have the cucumbers cut up in here. I have a 1/4 cup of yogurt, and I have half a juice of a Meyer lemon. All right, and a little bit of salt. The other thing that I'm going to add is a bit of dill. So I have fresh dill, and I highly recommend fresh dill in this dish. And as some of you may have seen, I love scissors, so I'm going to be using scissors. Again, it's so easy to do. And the dill adds a very fresh taste to it. All right, so that's about it. You don't need a lot of it. And you mix it, and you can see already that there's quite a bit of liquid in here. The cucumbers will release liquid that will mix the whole dish together. It's really, really wonderful. So that is it for that. This is gonna be a side. You can always use it as just a salad, but I am gonna use a lettuce as a salad with the yellow peppers. So that's it for this. I'm gonna put this aside and let's start on the fish. So now I'm ready to cook the fish. So I have a little bit of sunflower oil that I'm putting in the pan, and you put enough to cover. I already had put in a little bit before it. And let's see, I have the fish right here. I have a haddock. Again, it's from the Atlantic Sea Grill here in Acton. And they bring absolutely super fresh fish from the docks. Here we go. So I have 2 fillets here. The first thing that you need to do is salt them. And you know I love Maldon salt, but this time I'm going to use their smoked salt. And you do it generously, but not completely all the way, because let's see, my oil is getting a little too hot there. So I'm gonna move it off so it's not super hot. I'm also going to use this Aegean salt by Curio. It's a small company out of Cambridge. Let's see, I think I'm going to use from here. So this will add even more flavor to it. I'm going to use it on the other side as well. All right, so here we go. You also want to add a little bit of pepper right about now too. And I have also my pepper mill. This is incidentally is also vintage. I've had it for so long, and it's fun sometimes to look back and see, wow, I've had these items for such a long time. All right, so let's do on the other side as well. Okay, I have it all set up. Now, you see how the fillet is, this one is right here, so I'm going to make sure I cut it right here. Even if it's smaller, it will make it easier to cook. So I'm cutting that. These ones are okay the way they are. And I have a really big pan, so I won't be crowding the fish, and they will cook fast. All right, so there we go. Well, quick question is this one a good idea to put in there together? So I think I'm gonna go on the side of let's not crowd it. Along with that, so I'll do this in the second round. I do have a bit of garlic, and I'm gonna crush this. However, you want to add the garlic right at the end. Okay, now I'm gonna turn this down a tiny bit because it is splattering. The other thing I want to show you that I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna use a little bit of zest from my lime. And remember, I had this in another show. So for Christmas, my husband got me this. So I have a new one. Decided not to get rid of this yet, but here we are. And so I'll be using this, and I'm just gonna add it right on top. It goes, wow, this cuts, look how nice it is. And the flavor just smells so good. All right. And I'm also adding a little bit of this clementine, and I'm going to use the juicer. And this is going to go also with the fish. So adding a couple of flavors here, it's going to be really, really nice. So turning the fish over, I'm looking over right here. Yes, this one is definitely ready. You can see. All right, let me see how this one is doing. And you just gently turn it over. There we go. Oh my goodness. Look how fresh and amazing this looks. Right, there we go. All right, there we are. And I'm going back with a little bit of the zest of the lime. And I also am going to add, all right, there we go. This is the clementine, the sun rays. They look amazing. Also going to be using just a little bit of lime. And this one, without juicing it, just add a tiny bit. A tiny bit goes a long way. I have the garlic that I'm going to press, and I don't want to use too much. I have 2 cloves. But looking at this, I think I'm going to just use 1 clove per pan. You don't want to overpower. The fish looks just about ready. So let's see. So I'm going to use a little bit of the garlic as it goes around. Let's see, make sure that this is still cooking. So right now, let's see. How is this? Yeah, this is almost ready. And again, what I have in here is the juice from one of these sun rays, the little clementines. I have a little bit of lime. I have the zest of a lime and a little bit of garlic. Salt and pepper. Also this Aegean salt. And I also wanted to add a little bit of fresh thyme. So let's see. I think I'm going to just cut it just very small. It will add a little bit more green, but also just a bit of a complexity. Now, don't add too much thyme. You don't need a lot. Let's see, this side doesn't have quite any. So let's see how this is doing. Yeah, this is getting ready. And now it's time to take the fish out, and this looks amazing. All right, here we are. And I will plate it in just a little while. I'm gonna show you first how to assemble the salad next. I wanna show you the easy way to do your salad dressing is to put it in the bowl before you put your lettuce. So I'm gonna do 1/4 cup of vinegar. This is apple cider vinegar. And I'm gonna use the same amount for oil, 1/4 cup. And I'm gonna put this right in here. Gonna add a generous pinch of salt. I'm gonna add 2 of them. And then I have, again, this beautiful, incredible salad lettuce from Johnny's Put Farm in Littleton. And I wanna show you, it's a mix of different greens, and you can add them all in here. It's gonna be just glorious. And now, I think I have enough in there. This flour will go at the end. I'm not gonna mix it in with the dressing. And I have my yellow peppers. Let me move this out of the way. I have my yellow peppers that I'm adding, and we'll mix it all around. We have also some big, actually these are gonna go on the plating, not with the salad. All right, so I'm going back inside with them. And that's it. It's gonna toss it around, and the dressing, everything is gonna come together. All right, I also wanna talk to you about a cookbook. I know I have this segment, trying to do it at each show, and I have today Against the Grain. They also make these gluten-free breads that are absolutely great. They also have some gluten-free pizzas that are really good in your refrigerated, in your frozen section actually. And this is a fabulous cookbook. If you have people in your life who need to eat gluten-free, it's a really, really great cookbook. So I hope you check it out. The author's name is Nancy Kane, and she and her family started this company Against the Grain, which is out of Vermont. So for Valentine's Day, a big thing is dessert, right? So you've cooked this whole dinner, and then there's really not that much time to bake something, but maybe you have time to do it. What I'm going to show you is a simple thing that you can make something very elaborate and beautiful. How we're going to do it is we have some ice cream right here. We have fruits, raspberries and strawberries. So very Valentine's Day. And then I have chocolate chips, and I'm gonna melt these. I have a cup of them, and I'm adding them in here. Now I have, this is a pot, and it's got, this goes inside it. You can also just use 2 pots that you have, one that's bigger, and then you add water and you put this the one on top of it. But basically this is set up so you're not burning that chocolate. So let's see. We're gonna turn the power on. Make sure this is on hot, and this is going to start melting. Yeah, we can see it, it's melting. And I'm also going to add some cream. So I'm going to add a little bit of cream to it so it's a little bit lighter. So I'm using a 1/4 cup of cream that I'm going to add and incorporate in here. And again, it's 1 cup of chocolate and a 1/4 cup of cream. And let's see. So the hot water is going to just start melting this, and it's going to incorporate it. And it's doing its job, but just a little bit slow. While this is working, I will show you with the fruit. We have the raspberries here, and the strawberries, I always like to cut the green part as I use it in dessert, and you can just go quickly. I also cut a little bit of the white, like in this case there's not any, but over there was. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to assemble it, let's see, right here, and just cut your strawberries, and then you'll see how you can put together your dessert. All right, so I have some strawberries here. I'm also going to include my pomelo. Remember, I was talking about it. These are so wonderful. I'm going to cut it halfway here, and I am going to cut a little bit this way and incorporate the juice from it. So I'm going to incorporate some on here. I'm going to get some raspberries ready too and incorporate some pomelo juice on top. It just adds more of interesting flavor to it. So let's see how this is going. Oh, I think the power went off. So you always have, this is an induction stove, so it's a little different than what I have at home. But you can see it's coming together. All right, so my chocolate sauce is all coming together here. All right, this is getting there. So let's see, this is still working? Yeah. So there's so many wonderful restaurants around us. I hope you get a chance to have dinner at any of the wonderful places. If you're cooking at home, I hope you get some ideas from what I've been making today. And let's see, the chocolate sauce is almost ready, but it's still a little lumpy. So I think I need to stir it some more. And let's see, so I have here Maple Valley ice cream. I did get this from the general store in Harvard. And I have an ice cream scoop. So as soon as I have the chocolate ready, I will scoop the ice cream and show you how to put together this awesome dessert. All right, it's almost ready. It's, yeah, just a little more. So sometimes you just gotta keep stirring. So here we are. And I love to get mail from you guys. Anytime you would like to email me for recipes or any ideas, or just to let me know that you've made some of this, you can email me. It's Irena, I-R-E-N-A, at irenarealtygroup.com. It will show up online as well. And let's see how this sauce, oh wow, this is coming together. So adding the cream really brings this light, and it just makes it silk and smooth. All right, so the sauce is just about ready. So here we are. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to add some ice cream. I'm gonna add a scoop of vanilla. Of course, add whichever ice cream you prefer. I have a bowl here ready so I can swirl this in between, and I have another scoop right here. Okay, now I'm going to add some fruit over here all around. And of course, sometimes you might want to add more fruit or less. It's completely up to you. however you want to do it. All right, so I've got that, and now comes the chocolate sauce. And you can see this. All right, so let's see this. A little bit here, a little bit there. The ice cream is melting, so this will have to be done right when you're serving the dessert. You can practice this ahead of time, but it's such a wonderful dessert. And again, this sauce is just amazing. You can use whatever chocolate you want. If you'd like to use milk chocolate or darker chocolate, I like to use semi-sweet because it just combines really nicely, but that's the idea. I hope you enjoy it. So here you are, my friends. We have a fabulous Valentine's Day dinner, and you can make this anytime. It's nice, it's healthy, it's refreshing. It's a white fish, it's a haddock. We have cucumber as a side with yogurt, and we have a wonderful salad. It's easy to make. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a fabulous time with your loved ones. It's such a wonderful time of the year. Remember the citrus fruits, stock up on them, get them, enjoy some flowers, and I'd love to hear from you.